Welcome to another episode of Penny Collector, the channel where we bring you the hidden stories and market values of everyday coins that often go unnoticed. Today, we're putting the spotlight on the 1995 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark. This small copper-colored coin might seem like just another penny in your change, but as always in the world of coin collecting, appearances can be deceiving. Whether you found a dirty old 1995 D penny or you're sorting through your collection, you might be wondering, what does the D mint mark mean? Is this coin rare? And could it be worth more than just 1 cent today? Stick around, because we're about to break down everything you need to know about this coin, from its design and history to its value in the current market. Let's begin with the basics. If your 1995 Lincoln penny has a small D mint mark under the year, that means it was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The Denver Mint is one of the most productive coin facilities in the United States, responsible for producing billions of coins for circulation every year. In fact, the Denver Mint struck an astounding 7,128,560,000 Lincoln cents in 1995. That's over 7 billion coins, making the 1995 D penny one of the most common Lincoln cents ever produced. So in terms of rarity, this coin is not scarce at all when found in circulated condition. Now let's talk about the design. The obverse, or front, of the coin features the classic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that dates all the way back to 1909 when it was created by Victor David Brenner to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 by Frank Gasparro to replace the earlier wheat ears motif. If you look closely, you'll even see a tiny representation of the Lincoln statue between the columns, a fine detail often missed without magnification. This design remained in place until the end of 2008, making the 1995 D penny part of that long and familiar era of Lincoln Memorial cents. If your 1995 D penny is dirty, scratched, or circulated, as many are, then it holds a value of just 1 cent, its face value. Because so many were minted, the vast majority of these coins were made for daily use and were not intended for collectors. Circulated examples are extremely common, and unless your coin has something unusual about it, like an error or is in pristine condition, it's not likely to be worth more than a penny. But what about uncirculated or high-grade examples? That's where things can start to get interesting. A 1995 D penny in mint state condition, meaning it was never used in circulation and shows no wear, can fetch a small premium. A coin in MS65 red condition, graded by services like PCGS or NGC, might sell for $20,000 to $50,000. In MS66 or MS67 red, values can increase to $10,000 to $30,000 or more, depending on demand and eye appeal. These coins must have bright red copper luster, no spotting, and minimal contact marks to reach those grades. While not extremely valuable, these high-quality examples are sought after by collectors building complete Lincoln cent sets. Let's not forget about error coins, which are among the most exciting parts of coin collecting. While the 1995 D penny does not have any major known die varieties like the famous 1995 double die from the Philadelphia Mint, that doesn't mean you can't find errors on Denver-struck coins. Look out for things like off-center strikes, where part of the coin design is missing, clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is cut off, die cracks or die chips, which may appear as raised lines or blobs of metal, and broad strikes, where the coin has an odd, flattened appearance due to a missing collar during striking. These errors can raise the value of your coin to $10,000, $50,000 or even over $70,000 depending on how rare and visible the error is. Another important factor in assessing a coin's value is color classification. Lincoln cents are often graded based on their color: red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN. Red coins have their original coppery mint glow and are the most valuable. Red-brown coins show a mix of red and dark toning, while brown coins are fully oxidized and less appealing to collectors. If your 1995 D penny is in mint condition with that full red shine, it's worth checking with a dealer or even submitting for grading. Let's recap. The 1995 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark is one of the most common modern cents in existence. In dirty or circulated condition, it is generally worth only 1 cent. However, in uncirculated condition, especially with full red luster and minimal marks, it could be worth a few dollars. If your coin features a minting error, its value can increase significantly. Just don't confuse this coin with the 1995 double die penny, which is only found on Philadelphia coins with no mint mark. Still, your Denver penny could surprise you, so it's always worth a closer look. Next up, the 2000 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. You might have found one recently in your change, noticed it looked old, dirty, or worn, and asked yourself, could this be worth more than a cent? That's exactly what we're here to explore. We'll cover everything from why it doesn't have a mint mark, how many were produced, what to look for in terms of condition or errors, and most importantly, what this coin is actually worth in today's market. Let's begin with the most obvious detail, the missing mint mark. If your 2000 penny has no letter under the year, that's not an error. It simply means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. For most of U.S. history, Philadelphia didn't use a P mint mark on Lincoln cents, and this continued until a special one-year issue in 2017. So, if you have a 2000 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, it's completely normal and expected. It's not a rare variety just because of the missing letter. Now let's talk about the design. On the obverse, or front side, is the enduring portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse, we find the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, a design that appeared on pennies from 1959 through 2008. If you look closely at the memorial, you'll notice a tiny engraving of Lincoln's statue between the columns, a remarkable detail on such a small coin. The year 2000 was one of the last years to feature this design before the transition to the Lincoln Bicentennial Series in 2009. In terms of production numbers, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 5.5 billion Lincoln cents in the year 2000. That's billion, with a B. With such a massive mintage, it's clear that the 2000 no mint mark penny is not rare, especially when found in circulated condition. If your penny is dirty, scratched, or worn from regular use, it's considered circulated, and in most cases, its value is simply 1 cent. These coins were made for everyday transactions, and the majority remain in circulation to this day. But as every coin collector knows, condition is everything. A 2000 Lincoln penny in mint state, meaning it has never been used and shows no signs of wear, can be worth more. If it still has its original coppery red luster and sharp details, it might be graded as MS65 red or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A coin in MS65 red condition might be worth around $10,000 to $30,000, while coins in MS66 or MS67 red condition could bring $10,000 to $25,000 or more, depending on the market. These values apply to coins that are nearly flawless, with no major marks, spots, or discoloration. Color classification also plays a key role in coin valuation. Lincoln cents are categorized as red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN. A red penny retains its fresh, bright copper color from the mint and is the most desirable to collectors. Red-brown coins show some fading or toning, while brown coins have fully darkened from age or exposure and are usually less valuable. If your 2000 penny still looks shiny and red, it's worth checking for grade and preservation. Let's also discuss mint errors, which can significantly increase a coin's value. While the standard 2000 penny from Philadelphia isn't rare, there are a few error coins from this year that are worth watching for. These include off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, die cracks, which appear as raised lines on the coin, doubled dies, where letters or numbers seem to be stamped twice, and clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing. Depending on the type and severity of the error, values can range from $10,000 to several $100s. If your penny looks unusual in shape, design, or detail, it's worth taking a closer look with a magnifying glass or getting a second opinion from a coin expert. It's also worth noting that some collectors look for die varieties and small differences in design that may not be errors but are still collectible. While the 2000 penny doesn't have any widely recognized double die varieties like some earlier years, it's always smart to keep your eyes open. The tiniest change in detail can be enough to spark collector interest. To summarize, the 2000 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is a Philadelphia Mint coin, and the missing letter is completely normal, not a mistake. In circulated or dirty condition, this penny is generally worth just 1 cent. However, if your coin is in uncirculated condition, with bright red luster and no signs of wear, it could be worth a few dollars, especially if professionally graded. And of course, if your coin has a mint error, it could be worth even more, depending on the rarity and type of mistake. Next up, the 2001 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Whether you found this coin in your change, inside an old jar, or maybe even spotted one with some wear and discoloration, you might be wondering, is it rare? Is it worth more than 1 cent? Should I save it? That's what we're here to uncover. In this video, we'll go over everything you need to know about the 2001 No Mint Mark penny, including its origin, design, production numbers, errors to look for, and its current value in the collector's market. Let's begin with the basics. If your 2001 penny has no mint mark, that's completely normal. This simply means it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. For many decades, the Philadelphia Mint did not include a mint mark on Lincoln cents, and 2001 was no exception. So, the absence of a letter under the year on your coin is not a mistake, it's the standard design for pennies minted in Philadelphia during that time. Only pennies from Denver will have a D, and proof coins from San Francisco will have an S. If your 2001 penny has no mint mark, it came from Philadelphia, and there's no need to worry about it being an error, unless, of course, something else about the coin stands out. Now, let's talk about the design of the coin. The obverse, or front, of the 2001 penny features the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This same design has been in use for over a century and is one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 by Frank Gasparo. The memorial design would continue to appear on the reverse of the penny until 2008, making the 2001 penny one of the final coins to carry this familiar imagery before the design changed to celebrate Lincoln's bicentennial in 2009. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 5.2 billion Lincoln cents in 2001 with no mint mark. That's a staggering number, and it makes the 2001 no mint mark penny very common. Because of this extremely high mintage, if your 2001 penny is dirty, scratched, or circulated, it's most likely only worth 1 cent. These coins were made for everyday use, and unless they are in exceptional condition or have some kind of error, their value in the collector market remains at face value. However, that doesn't mean all 2001 pennies are worthless. Condition plays a major role in a coin's value. A 2001 penny in uncirculated or mint state condition, meaning it has no wear and retains its original luster, can be worth a small premium. Coins that are MS65 red or higher, graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can sell for $10,000 to $50,000 depending on their grade and eye appeal. Higher grades, such as MS66 or MS67 red, may bring in $10,000, $20,000 or even more, especially if they're free from spots, scratches, or discoloration. These coins are popular with collectors who aim to build high-grade sets. Color is also an important factor. Copper coins like the Lincoln cent are graded by color into red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN. A red coin retains its full original copper brilliance and is the most valuable. Red-brown coins have partially faded, and brown coins are fully toned due to age or oxidation. If your 2001 penny is shiny and red, even in circulated condition, it may still hold more appeal than a dull brown version. Now let's talk about the exciting part, errors and varieties. While the 2001 no mint mark penny doesn't have any famous double dies or known varieties like some earlier years, there are still some errors you should look out for. These include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or misaligned, clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin appears to be cut off, and die cracks, which look like raised lines or bumps on the surface of the coin. In rare cases, you might even find a broad strike, where the coin is wider and flatter due to being struck without the retaining collar. These kinds of errors can range in value from $50,000 to $80,000 or more, depending on their size, clarity, and demand. Also, remember that not every strange-looking penny is valuable. Coins that are simply damaged, corroded, or environmentally worn are generally not considered collectible, and these are common in coins that have been in circulation for more than 20 years. However, if your penny has unusual lettering, doubling of the date, or a minting mistake that can be verified, it's worth holding onto or showing to a coin dealer. To summarize, the 2001 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is a Philadelphia Mint coin. The missing mint mark is completely standard and does not indicate a rare variety. In dirty or circulated condition, this penny is worth just 1 cent, due to its extremely high mintage and widespread availability. However, in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially with a brilliant red color and minimal marks, it can be worth a few dollars, and potentially more if graded and certified. If you're lucky enough to spot an error coin, you may have something much more valuable on your hands. Next up, the 2002 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. You may have come across this coin in your spare change or while digging through a coin jar, and you may have noticed something unusual: there's no mint mark beneath the date. So what does this mean? Is your penny rare? Is it valuable? Or is it just another common coin? In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about this penny, including its origin, historical background, what the missing mint mark signifies, its value in both circulated and uncirculated condition, and any rare errors that might turn this everyday coin into something worth holding onto. Let's start with the most noticeable detail: the absence of a mint mark. If your 2002 Lincoln penny doesn't have a letter under the year, don't worry. That's not an error. It simply means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, at the time, did not place a mint mark on its Lincoln cents. This has been a long-standing tradition for most pennies minted in Philadelphia throughout the 20th and early 21st centuries. So, if your 2002 penny has no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia and it's perfectly normal. Now let's look at the design. On the obverse, or front of the coin, you'll find the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This design was originally created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. It's one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo, which appeared on the back of all Lincoln cents from 1959 until 2008. If you look closely between the columns of the memorial, you'll even see a tiny engraving of Lincoln's statue, an impressive level of detail for a 1-cent coin. Let's talk about how many of these coins were made. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 3.26 billion Lincoln pennies in 2002 with no mint mark. That's billions, with a B. With that many in circulation, the 2002 penny is far from rare. In fact, if your coin is dirty, scratched, or has visible wear from years of handling, it is considered circulated, and its value is simply 1 cent, its face value. These coins were made for everyday use and are still very common in circulation today. However, as any collector knows, condition makes a big difference. If you happen to have a 2002 Lincoln penny in mint state, meaning it has never been circulated and shows no signs of wear, then you may have something worth more. Coins graded MS65 red, which means they have their full original copper luster, can sell for $10,000 to $30,000 on the market. Higher grades like MS66 or MS67 red, especially if professionally graded by services such as PCGS or NGC, can sell for $10,000 to $25,000 or more, depending on the coin's quality, demand, and how many high-grade examples are available. These types of coins are usually found in bank rolls or uncirculated mint sets. When it comes to Lincoln cents, color is also key. Pennies are classified into 3 color categories: red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN. Red coins are bright and shiny, retaining their original mint color, and are the most valuable. Red-brown coins show a blend of fading red and natural brown toning. Brown coins, which have fully oxidized and darkened, are the least valuable in collector markets. A red 2002 penny in high mint state condition is always going to be worth more than one that has turned brown or has visible wear. Now let's talk about one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting: errors. Although the 2002 no mint mark penny doesn't have any famous double die varieties, there are still errors that can make your coin far more valuable. Some examples include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or misaligned, die cracks, which look like raised lines running across the coin's surface, and clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing because of a cutting error during production. You may also come across broad strikes, where the coin is flatter and wider than normal due to a striking issue. Depending on how dramatic and rare the error is, such coins can be worth $10,000 to $70,000 or more. If you suspect your 2002 penny looks odd or defective, it might be worth a closer inspection or even a trip to your local coin shop. While 2002 isn't a year known for major Lincoln cent varieties, it's always worth checking your coins for minor errors or unique characteristics. Many collectors enjoy the challenge of hunting for subtle design differences, imperfections, or high-grade examples to add to their sets. To summarize, the 2002 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is a Philadelphia Mint coin, and the lack of a mint mark is completely normal. In dirty or circulated condition, this coin is worth 1 cent, due to the massive quantity produced and its common availability. However, if your coin is in uncirculated or high mint state condition, especially with full red color and no marks, it might be worth a few dollars. And if your coin has an obvious error, that value could increase significantly depending on the type and severity. Thank you for joining us on Penny Collector. I hope this detailed look into the 2002 no mint mark Lincoln penny has helped you better understand what you have and what to look for. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into coin values and collecting tips. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, there's always something new to discover in your pocket change. Until next time, keep checking your coins, stay curious, and as always, happy collecting.